Alright guys, in today's video I'm just gonna tell you about UseRef hook. So in the previous video I told you about how we can use props in the React.js. So let's start. So this is my boilerplate and this is what we have done in the last video, but today let's remove all these things from here, and today we're gonna use useref hook. So let's import the useref hook first from here, just like this. Useref, and useref is just used for referencing the element, which element you want to reference. That's why we use. So let's import this and just initialize useref, like just make this input ref equals to useref, just like this. So make an input over here, input, and input and input, okay, sorry, type equals to text. Okay, and just give it a reference equals to what you have already defined over there, input ref. So I'm gonna tell you everything about why we use ref hook into the React.js. So this is the normal case that mostly we use useref for referencing the element what we have written into the function components or class-based components. So these are the elements which gonna render on your UI, and that's those are we are going to referencing. So use effect hook, just call this, first import this. So yeah, that's very important. And now just make a function, callback function inside of this. And so what we want to do, we know that we have assigned this input box as a reference input ref. So what we want whenever the page will load, we want the focus just go on this input ref. So how it can go? So just do input ref dot current dot focus. Okay, so just do this. Whenever our page will get loaded, you can see our input is already focused. And if I remove this line from here, and you can see input is in our normal state. When we click on that, it's gonna focus. When remove this, it won't. When we uncomment this line, you can see our input is getting focused. Let me increase the width of this input. How? Width equals to 200 px. Okay, and height equals to 50 px. Okay, let's see. Nothing changing. Why? I think so. It will take the style just like this. Px, let's remove the px. Okay, now see, nothing got changed. So how we can do that? Just use the style property over here. This is the React.js where you can style width equals to 200 px and comma height equals to 20 px. Now see the changes. Yeah, we need to make it 50 px. Okay, now you can see our input has been focused. Right now you can see the black outline around the input box, but if we comment this line, and you can see the focus has been gone. Let me load the page, and you can see the focus has been gone. When we click on that input, the focus will come. So what it does, useref is referencing that element you have assigned. So it's directly a reference that element that input ref is assigned already, and you are calling that focus function. What is the just a sub function of useRef? So calling the focus function inside the useRef whenever our page is getting mount at the first time. Just this empty array describe that your page will, whenever your page will mount for the first time, this function or this script gonna call. So this is the first use case that how we can use useref, and let me show you the second useref use case. So if our input type is file, okay, and remove this, and okay, so how it's gonna look like? It's gonna look like just like this. So input type is file. We're gonna open a window to choose a file. But what we want to just hide this input. So display equals to none. We want to hide this input, and we want this input box to be open on a click of the button. So button click me, and on click of that button we want to open this input box. So how now? Let me just on click, just call a function on this button click. So handle open input. Okay, so what it's gonna do, when we click on that button, it's gonna open this input box. How? Just we need to make this function first, handle open input, and let's do this and this is. So we have to assign a function, and inside that function what we have to write, we have to write that input ref dot current dot click. Just click is the method that come inside this useRef, and just it is the sub function of useRef that you can call it whenever you reference that element inside a useRef. So that's how it works. So whenever you will click that function, it's gonna call, click the button, and it's gonna call this function. Inside this function this script gonna run, and input ref dot current is your this current element input ref where you have referenced it. And now what it gonna does, it gonna click. So if I will remove this, I will make it focus, but we have already did display none. So it's gonna click that input and it's gonna open that window. Let me show you how into the screen. So you can see, we can see only the button over here, and I click on that button, it should open the input box. There should be some error inside the console. No, but it is not opening the input box. Why? There would be some error or issue. Might be. Man, let me change this button. Oh, there is the error. Man, we have made this on change. Sorry, I did the mistake. Now what it's gonna do? It's gonna open the input box. You can see that. So let me change the button. It was not the issue of Material UI. It was the issue of mine. So when I click on that, you can see it's gonna open the input box. And if you want to see what it's gonna return inside that input box, so what is the file type? So let me do on change. Whenever something got change inside this input box, it's gonna call a function const handle input change, and just pass event over here because we will return the event from there like this. Return event, and Inside that function, we're gonna return this handle input change, and inside the input change, we're gonna return the event. Sorry, just because of suggestion, it writes something when you click enter, so no need to worry about that. So whenever something going to change inside this input box, it's gonna call this function handle input change, and we are returning event inside of that, and we will consoling over here. So how to get any file, whatever we're gonna just submit over here. So right now it's showing us error because I haven't completed the script. E dot target. Let me just, oh sorry, oh why I'm misspelling this. So for now, just write this, and whenever we will click on this, upload a file. Let me choose an image file. So this is the image file. When I click on this, you can see we are getting the target element. So what is our target element? Target element is input, because the event is coming from here, so that's why it is the target element. And if event is coming from another element, from which element event is coming, that is always a target element. So no need to worry about that. It's not a big deal to understand. So always remember that from where the event is coming, that is the target element. So what we need to get from that target element, we want file. So it returns array of files. So but what we want the first element what we have added into that file. So we can just do this, and let me show you. Okay, it's showing this error. Okay, I need to reload this because of some kind of issue, because it's not get reloaded every time by itself. So let me just upload it. You can see I got the file object over here inside the console, and you can see all the detail of file. Image type png, this is the meme type of file, and name of the file, this is the id what I have downloaded from there, and last modified date, last modified everything. You can get the everything of the file object. So this is, you can get the file object, and let me remove this. What we are getting, let's just remove this and now see what we are getting. So when I click on this and upload a file, and you can see we are getting an object array of file object. So right now I have just input only one file. If I click on that button again, and if I select multiple files from, okay, let me just select multiple files. Okay, I cannot be able to select multiple files, sorry. I cannot able to select multiple files from the control all not working. Okay, so we cannot select from multiple files from here. So there would be some method to select that, I will tell you later, but right now this is the file object, how we can get. And this is the use case of useref, that how we use inside our boilerplate. And there are some more method of use case useref that you can use, but this is the most important and most wonderful technique of you can use ref inside your react.js. And it's very important thing to understand, because it always gonna comes into the picture whenever you work on a big project and big task, because you need to upload file and multiple files. Somewhere you need to just upload a file on one click. Whenever you will click on that, you will upload this file. So it makes sure that you should know about that, how we can use ref. So whatever you file will you will upload, input that file inside this. Whatever file you will inside input that, you can just pass this file. There's some other technique of passing the files, but this is the use case. So if you have understand something from this video, please like the, please hit the like button, and please subscribe the channel because I'm gonna come with more exciting videos into the future because yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching.